Hello, Collective. This is Grand Madam with your Monday morning reading. Now, just because today is October the 19th, 2020, does not mean that this reading is going to be just for this day. These readings are universal, meaning the time you see them is the time they're going to be effective. It is a general reading, and it's not going to be for everyone. You may find bits and pieces that relate to you. You may find nothing at all that relates to you. Hopefully, you do. Okay? I'm going to do something a little different today that we haven't done before. I've done it for myself and found it quite interesting, though. We're going to use the Moonology deck, and I'm going to use the extended Celtic spread and clarify with, we'll see, I can clarify it with the Normans or the Kippers, depending upon what information we need to know. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to let's clear out some of this energy for the Kippers and the Lenormands. I've already got the rest of them done. Earlier today, I discovered that this is crazy. I went back on my spirit channel, coaching channel, the older channel, and found all of my videos gone. So what I did, but the foundation was still there. So what I did, I added another video. This video is 5 tips to self-love. That's the title. No sooner had I uploaded it when all my other videos came back, but they came back on another channel for Carol Smith Ray. Weird. Now, I'm going to leave a link in this below down in the description so that you can take a quick look at it. You can also look me up in the search, Carol Smith Ray, and Smith Ray is spelled SMITH-REA, and both pages will come up. Okay, I don't know what YouTube is doing. I was slightly miffed this morning, but that's my story. So let's get back to you here. I'm going to shuffle these cards 5 times. I've already called in your spirit guides and angels for this reading. Give me the best messages for today, please. Another reason I'm doing this is because we're still in the influence under the new moon in Libra, which means now is a good time to set your intention for your soulmate. And you know I hate that term. Let's call it your beloved. Okay. Was that 5? This is 5. So, since the moon is so important right now, let's use the Moonology deck. So we will see what we have. Overall energy. Full moon in Sagittarius. Look for the bigger picture. Some of us are seeing things in situations we've become involved in from our perspective. But when we step back and look at it again from a broader perspective, especially if you're into things like astral travel and meditation, you can see things much clearer. And you can see your role and who you really were in the relationship, as to, also who the other person was, whether it's work or love or family, okay? Because all of these readings are about relationships, okay? The next card, step out of your comfort zone into your North Node. Try something new, try something different, okay? What's crossing that? Ooh, it's full moon eclipse. It's going to be a powerful change in your situation. Okay, so be prepared. I'm telling you now, get into your meditations, review your situation. Whatever answers come to you, follow through on them. Write them down. Follow through. This is not a one-day thing, folks. This is going to be impacting you for a long, long time. So, see the fuller picture, step out of your comfort zone, and expect a powerful change. This quarantine is one powerful change. And what we're finding is that we are not who we thought we were, and the people we're involved with are not who we thought they were. So, what are you going to do about that? And here's the new moon in Libra. This is a new romantic cycle. Okay? This is the energy that's around us now. Before you make that romantic gesture, however, step back and look at relationships the way they really are. Okay? Sylvia Brown was a psychic. She was also a Gnostic. And she foretold back in 2004 that relationships would be so much different by 2020. There'll be more unions and less marriages. Now, the problem with that, even though we have a high divorce rate, we have an even higher rate for unions. Why? Because there's nothing to hold you into them. So, for right now, the unions living together. The living together is the new wave up until about 2030, when after this wave has settled, everyone wants to get married again. Okay, now some of you are learning to balance your spirituality with your reality, your practicality, your material life. And that's because you've learned to get up in the morning and set your intentions for what you want and how you want your day to be. So far, that's quite interesting. The outcome is that potential outcome, if nothing changes, is that it's what the experiences you have had are bringing you closer to your goals. All right. What does the future hold if nothing changes? Oh, shucks. Here's a void, of course. Now, this just contradicts this, depending upon what your goal is. If nothing is going to come of this situation, that means, oh, some of you get to keep your job. That means some of you will be leaving relationships. Some of you will be leaving jobs. Some of you, Spirit says, will be leaving the family. Wow, y'all. New moon in Capricorn is saying that your hard work is paying off. What I'm getting a strong sense of, and this is what the quarantine is bringing out. There's a spiritual significance to this quarantine, okay? It is a reality check on a global scale. What you thought was real, this little bang is working my last nerve, this little tendril. What you thought was real, you are discovering was not. It was something different. Oh, it was real, all right, but it wasn't what you thought it was. And because of that, it's time for you to reevaluate yourself. Step back, take a look at the bigger picture of what you've involved yourself into, and make your decision based on that. Is this truly what you wanted? Are you stuck in that loading, waiting for the cache to be filled before the website pops up? If that's what you're doing, it's time to go. Ha! Waxing moon, what do you need to release? This is a time, this is current. This is a time for you to let go of anything and anyone that does not serve you. And I don't mean in a selfish way. If you got into a situation, if you've taken a job where you thought that you would be great in, the people you were working for really liked you, and you thought you could be promoted in that relation, in that on that job or in that relationship, if you thought that your relationship was going to go into some type of a commitment, if you thought that you were going to be promoted on that job, because some of these folks are in these jobs are telling you, well, you give us 90 days and we'll make you full time, or you give us 90 days and we'll put you into the management program, or 2 years, and the time has expired on that, and you still are not a manager, or in relationships, you still are not where you want to be in a relationship, you still don't have a commitment, it's time to go. Yeah. What you're being afraid of is your commitment is being tested on the job and at home in your love life. And it's being tested because things are not working well. For some of you, the new moon in Sagittarius says, but luck is on your side. So play it by ear. If you see something, if you see some kind of movement forward towards your goal, hang in there. If there is no progress, no growth, time to go. New moon in Gemini says communication is the key. You have to voice your opinion now. You don't have to shout and yell. You just said, this is not what I signed up for. Are you serious? Do you really want me to work for you? Do you really want me to be yours? Because what I have now, what I have seen so far, is not what I signed up for. Full moon in Aquarius, show the world who you really are. And that you do by practicing self-love. Taking care of yourself, taking care of your heart, taking care of your money, taking care of your career, putting yourself first. And when you put yourself first, what you're going to find out is that you've been carrying around a lot of dead weight that you need to get rid of. The mental challenge, here we go again. Look, I didn't need these cards for this. Releasing the negativity is hard because this is what you wanted. This is the job that you thought you wanted. This you thought was your dream job, or the job that put you where you wanted to be. And now you're finding out, uh-uh. This is the person you wanted. This is the person you thought would love you. Maybe even for the rest of your life. And now you've discovered they don't even love themselves. So how could they possibly love me? That is a mental challenge. That is something that needs to be something. Now is the time for you to sit down and do the pros and cons list. This is my goal at the top. This is what I've received so far. Do this for the job and do this for the relationship and friendships. And check your pros against your cons. Are you getting what you want? Because right now, wallowing in anger, wallowing in frustration, putting your all in all into a situation and there's no movement, all you're getting out of it is fatigued and depression. It's time to really let it go. It's time for you to release the negativity from your life. And that is a mental challenge for you because, like I said before, you wanted it so badly. Sorry. Well, you got what you wanted and you discovered it was not what you thought it was, or the person was not who you thought they were. They cannot give you what you want. You're not getting what you want in this job. Emotional challenge. I'm afraid to look at it. New moon in Aquarius says bring love into the situation, and you're afraid to do that. That's hard. It's difficult. Some of you have been through some knockdown, drag out arguments using words that I can't even listen to from a loved one, or worse than a loved one is hearing that on the job from me. How dare you say such things to me? Because it triggers. It triggers, well, both situations will trigger who you feel you are as a person. Lack of appreciation. Appreciation is important. It's energy. It feeds you. It feeds your soul. Love feeds your soul. This card, even though it can be used to suggest acceptance and the unconditional love or the agape kind of brotherly love, use this card for yourself. I have a video, 5 tips on self-care, self-love rather. I think I'll use that extra account for nothing but self-love tips and self-love issues. Practice some self-love and see where you go with this. Okay? Love must come into the situation, but most important, love must come to you. And here we have the outcome is a new moon. A whole new cycle is beginning. So once you dump this load that you're carrying, like a bag lady, you will be free to do what you need to do for you. Okay? Card at the bottom of the deck, full moon, surrender to the divine. I don't think we need to clarify anything. I think everything is clear and to the point, don't you? This is Grand Madam. Much love.